Okay, so here's my video about women's heart disease. Since my first unexpected heart surgery when I was only 48 years old, I've wanted to get the word out. I did what I could for the next few years by word of mouth, via social media, Facebook, but I've always wanted to do more. So since my most recent unexpected heart surgery, January 2020, years later, I came up with this idea. So myself and my cricket created this, which I plan to hand out to random women I come across on February 7th. The reason I picked February 7th is because it's the National American Heart Association Go Red for Women Day. It's a comprehensive platform designed to increase women's heart health awareness. And I'm going to show you step by step how I created this. And after that, I'm going to discuss some of the symptoms I had the first time and this time, and the misdiagnoses that I had. So I'll be right back. Okay, let's get to it. Using my Cricut and Design Space, I'm going to show you how to go about the attaching process and how you attach all these words and sentences together so that they will fit right onto my hearts or whatever you'll be using. So alrighty then, let's get started. I'm going to press the Cricut button. We're going to press New Project. And we're going to go down here to Shapes. And we're going to go to Heart. And my heart, the wooden heart that I'm working with, measured 3 3/4 at its widest point and 3 3/4 at its highest point. So that's the size that I'm going to make this one. And we're going to unlock it so that we can finagle it. Okay. 3 3/4. Remember, I'm doing all this on my iPad. That's close enough, 3.76. And we're going to move this up here because we're going to go to text now. Go down here and hit text and choose your font. And I'm going to type out just a few of these symptoms, not many. I don't want to keep you going through all these. What is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 that I have on here. I'm just going to do maybe 3. All right, let's start with the widest, shortness of breath. Shortness of breath. Oops. Okay. Now you can see it up here in the white box. Let me bring it back up. You can see it up here in the white box. Make sure that you spelled everything right and fix it. And if everything's correct, just touch the screen and that'll go away. And here's your words right here. Now we're going to take these. I'm going to actually make that heart a little bit bigger by touching the outside of the screen. It's not going to affect the size that I made the heart if you touch the outside. Okay, we're going to put this up here and fit it into that heart. And we have to remember where that indent is in the heart right there. There's a hole in this heart for the string or whatever you want to put through it. So make sure you leave enough room coming down from that when you put your lettering on here. Oops. All right, let's go with arm pain. So go down to text again, bold, and arm pain. And see, there's your wording up there. Oops. Right there, make sure it's all right. Tap your screen and that'll go away. And here's your wording here. I'm going to shrink that down to fit inside of the heart that has moved on me. And let's do one more. We'll do dizziness. Text, bold, and dizziness. tap your screen. I'm going to move the heart back over here. So that means we have to move our sentences because they're not actually a part of the heart. This is just for measurement purposes. And we're going to get dizziness to fit in there. Go to your green arrows. And let's fit dizziness right in there. And there we go. So now we no longer need the heart. We just need that for sizing. So now we're going to attach all these, because if we don't, let me move this heart over. When we go to cut, and we put it on, and it comes up on our matte screen, these are going to be all over the place if we don't attach them now. So let's bring our heart back down, get them back in their place where we want them. Bring this down a little bit. Okay. All right. Now we can get rid of the heart. So we're going to X that out. Maybe. I don't know why it didn't want to work. Okay, and now we're going to highlight these 3 sentences or 3 words, however you want to put it, by touching the screen and putting a rectangle around them. And see how they're all in one box now? So what we're going to do now is we're going to go down to actions at the bottom of your screen. Then we're going to go to attach. And now they're all one piece. Pretty cool. Now, when it goes to the screen that has our mat on it, that's where a lot of people do their mirroring. I've said before, and I'm going to always remind you that I do my mirroring here because sometimes some people, including myself, forget to mirror at the end. So I do it here. So we're going to go to edit. And the reason I'm doing this, I also want to mention, is because I'm using iron-on for this. It just, to me, stays on better than putting vinyl on something like this and something that might be handled a lot. And the iron-on will stay on a lot better. So that's why I'm mirroring this. Now, if you're going to use just plain vinyl, you don't need to mirror this. So we're going to hit edit, then horizontal. Now that's mirrored it for us already before we even get to that screen. Okay, so now we're going to hit make it. And here's our cutting mat on the screen. So wherever you put this is where it's going to show up on your actual cutting mat. And that's where you're going to put your vinyl. So if you want to put it right in the middle of your mat, that's where you'll put your vinyl on your mat when you go to cut. Okay? So then we're going to hit continue. And we're going to go to all materials. Like I said, I'm using iron-on, so we go down to iron-on, and I'm using everyday iron-on. So we're going to press that, and it's ready to go. So I will be back when I'm ready to iron these on. Okay. I'm not going to go through all the weeding. I'm going to show you what the weeding process was like for me. And doing all these, I put my heart and soul into it, but this is what it looks like so far. Carefully pull this off. Okay. And then all those little letters, get all the inserts of those little letters out. it's eventually going to look like this. And this is what's going to be ironed on. I ironed it on, I forgot to tell you that. I ironed it onto the heart, so it's pretty secure. I'd rather iron on most of my things than use regular vinyl, but that's just me. So I wanted to show you that, and what I like so much is using Caesar HTV. It's just seems so much easier when you're weeding, and I just love the way it goes on. So I have to admit, Caesar is one of my favorites vinyls to use. So I'll be right back. I'm not going to make you go through me weeding all these little letters out. That's going to take a while. And I'm going to come back and show you some of the finished products, and then I'll talk about my symptoms, other symptoms, my diagnosis, my misdiagnosis. So I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going to show you the ironing on process. It still amazes me how small a Cricut can cut. I mean, like I said, these hearts I think measured 3 3/4 high or 4 inches high by 3 3/4 or 4 wide. And the letters that I put in at 3.60, or actually the sentences I should say. So I'm not going to be able to turn these around so you can see, because I need to line them up. I need to be able to see them down here, but I'm sure you have the idea. Now this one already is done and has some of the symptoms on this side. I'm going to put this on this back of this one. Okay, let me find it. All right, let's make sure this is the right one. Yep. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to hand these out to women. And I'm also going to go into my story when I get through with this. I just wanted to show you how to iron these on. And they line up really well from the way I showed you how to copy them onto the heart shape. So here we go. I'm using my mini Easy Press in a circular motion. And when I tell you about my symptoms, you're going to be shocked. And like the age-old thing is, you know, you have chest pains with heart disease or a heart problem. Not necessarily with women, unfortunately. We have strange symptoms, which I did. It's a scary thing, especially when I was misdiagnosed when I was 47 into 48 for 6 months. But I'll tell you about that when I'm all through with this. And there we go. I'm going to turn this one over and do the same thing. Oh, and the weeding. A lot of weeding with this many words. But the Caesar Easy Weed is just what it says. I love working with Caesar. I like Cricut too, but I love Caesar iron-on. As Caesar calls it, HTV. Circular motion again. Put a little bit of heat here and there. Make sure everything's on there nice and tight. All right. Now we're going to do the little letters on the top. And I forgot my scissors. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully you could have read some of these symptoms upside down. Let me remove this. Beautiful. Love Caesar, easy weed. Okay, now I'm going to get the small letters. Here's the small ones that are going to go at the top. That and this. Okay. And see, this one's printed on this side. So we're going to go with this one. And let me cut this. I cut these. Instead of printing it, it's not going to fit. I mean, it'll fit. Excuse me. But I'm going to cut them and fit them a little better. Okay, and line it up as straight as you can. Women. And I'll cover this back up because we don't want that to melt onto our mini press. That's your mini press. And put it on the women end. Okay. Now we're going to peel this up just till we get the next words down. We're going to cover that back up again so that also doesn't cut into the women N. Now line this up as straight as you can. Okay. And like I said, after this, I'm going to tell you my story. I should say stories because as of last month, I had my second heart surgery. Very unexpected, just like the first. Okay, keep everything covered. All right. There we go. All right, got that side down. Now we're going to do the possible symptoms over on this side. Cut that one. Trim it down some. We're going to line this possible up straight as we possibly can. Keep this covered down here so that this doesn't melt onto your easy press. And let's iron that one on. All right. Simple. And one more. I'm going to put the symptoms right here. This is just an idea my little brain came up with. Just so women can have some idea what to look out for. Cover the possible back up again. Keep this all covered before you put any heat on it. And put the easy press on it one more time to get the word symptoms down. Okay, and I just messed up that possible. See how easy that is? So, I'm going to show you, I do make mistakes, everyone does. So let me go ahead and work on this one. when I was pushing the easy press, it pushed the plastic up. So let me go ahead and do this one real quick for you. Just got to be very careful when you're ironing these little tiny words on. Okay, we'll do this one again. Women and, let's move it over a little bit. Women and, make sure we cover this back up. Okay. And that's an easy fix. I just have extras printed out, and I'll just quick iron that back on that last heart, just that one word. Okay. All right. Women and heart disease. Okay. Line this up. Now this doesn't have to be just what I'm doing. This is to show you how you can put words on shapes, how to line it up on your iPad or your computer. Design space. Let's see, I don't like where that's lined up yet. Okay. I think that's good. Whoop, popped up. See, be extra careful. All right, and we're going to cover that word at the top back up. Women and heart disease. We don't want anything showing so that the mini press can grab hold of it. Okay, here we go. Now when I do bigger things on wood, of course I don't have this much, I shouldn't say trouble, but because these words are so tiny. Okay, now let's put the possible back up here. Line that up. I can come over some. Possible. Keep this covered. You can even cover the side back up if you want to. Okay. Alrighty, let me take that off just for a few seconds so I get symptoms on there. Line symptoms up. Cover this back up. And cover that word possible back up again. And this time, keep your fingers crossed. There we go. I'm just going to hold the heat down on it. All right. So that's how we iron these on. Just take that off. That's the last piece off. Now I can turn it around. There it is. And here is the back of this one. It says the other symptoms that I have to fix the possible on. And there we go. And I'm going to put these in a special little bag. I got these bags. I'm going to put them in there. And I'll be right back so that I can show you some that are finished and tell you my story. It's not going to be long, but hopefully it's helpful. Okay, I'm going to actually read my story to you because I don't want to forget or leave anything out. So here it is. I should say stories, actually. Here's my heart awareness story. At age 47 to 48, unaware that the symptoms I was having was my heart, even several doctors were misdiagnosing me. Women's symptoms are so different from what we were told growing up. Seldom chest pains, but it can happen. But I never had one chest pain. I felt at first like I had no energy. I even went into a GNC vitamin store to ask them if they had something that could help me. Then having what I refer to as bubbles popping, it wasn't any pain, it was just like bubbles popping in my chest. Maybe that was my heart fluttering at the time. So I go to my doctor and she sends me to another doctor thinking it's acid reflux. They run tests, give me a prescription. Nope, didn't really help. Sent to the next doctor, told I have a hiatal hernia. Okay, possibly. Now, I'm at the beach on vacation. I can hardly walk the boardwalk without sitting on every few benches. This is now going on for 6 months of being misdiagnosed. I'm finally sent to a cardiologist. Turn the page. They did a stress test. During the stress test, there was so much pressure all around my chest. Still not chest pain. It was just the pressure I felt. I couldn't stand it. But when I told them the feeling I was having, they hurried to reverse the test. They knew something was up. I was soon in the hospital having a heart catheterization with balloons and several stents. I had 3 blocked arteries. I was later told by my cardiologist at my follow-up that I could have had a massive heart attack during those 6 months of being misdiagnosed. So now, several years later, I was injured in a car accident. I need shoulder and neck surgery. So before that doctor will do my surgeries, I had to be cleared by my cardiologist. No real heart symptoms that I know of. They did another stress test. I started having burning in my throat. So during the stress test, I'm also hooked up to an EKG machine. And they told me at that point that my EKG was showing abnormal while I was having that burning in my throat. They said, "Have you had this throat burning before?" I had, but I never thought it was my heart. Who would contribute burning in your throat to your heart? Needless to say, I just had my second heart surgery last month, January 2020. One of my arteries was 90% blocked and another 50%. Who would have thought burning in your throat, like I said, is a sign of heart disease or heart problems? And also, I wanted to let you guys know that my cholesterol was never really high. The first time this happened, it was a little over 200, and I got it way down in the hundreds afterward. But this time my doctor said stress can even be a great contributor. So I hope by doing this for you, I can really help others. Hopefully you like this and even leave a comment. And thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye, guys.